Well, here is Malcolm Allison today. It's ironic, really, that today we shall see him sitting on the bench at Selhurst Park, because during his time here as a manager, he was banned from taking up that position and had to sit in the director's box. And just look at the welcome that he's getting from the Palace fans here. In fact, earlier today, he was saying to me, it's almost like coming home. Well, he's one of the great characters of the game, and the welcome is a really warm one. He knows these young Palace players well. Indeed, one of them, Steve McKenzie, only 17 years old, he bought from Crystal Palace for £275,000, even though he'd never played in the first team here. Well, it's Steve's first visit back here, and Barry Silkman is another former Palace player in the City side today, recalled after missing 8 games. Let's check first of all then on the Crystal Palace side, and 2 serious blows for them. Jerry Francis and Mike Flanagan are both missing. Flanagan's got a hamstring. Francis is almost fit, but manager Terry Venables decided not to risk the former England captain. Steve Kember continues in the midfield, and back to the attack comes Dave Swindlehurst. And indeed, it's quite a responsibility for Swindlehurst, who scored 4 times this season, but has been out for the last 3 games. As for Manchester City, they had 2 injury blows yesterday, when Colin Viljoen and the Pole Kazi Dana were both ruled out. But the good news for them was that the £1.5 million man, Steve Daly, was fit to return after missing 3 games with a broken toe. The referee today, it's Clifford Maskell of Cambridge. Palace then kick off in the white strip, attacking the goal to our right. Manchester City in a change strip of red and black stripes with black shorts. Dave Swindlehurst caught offside straight away. It's incredible when we looked at those 2 team captions a little earlier, to think that no fewer than 11 of the 24 players who are on those team sheets are teenagers here today. Intlewood with the header down for Crystal Palace to Hilaire. Kemba trying to get it back again. McKenzie trying to get in for Manchester City. Now it's Paul Power switching it, I think, with a little bit of luck there, finding Ray Ransom. And Sanson trying to get his challenge in, forcing, in fact, Nick Reed to put the ball away. Walsh underneath this one. Caton not judging it at all well on that occasion. Swindlehurst laying it back here for Hilaire. Flicked in there towards Corrigan, and Walsh! Well, he really should have had something there. Walsh, I think, was more intent on watching Corrigan's reaction. That was a delightful ball put in by Hilaire. Corrigan hesitated, and so did Walsh, and a chance went begging. Bennett coming very quickly off his man there. Hanson again. Supported by Reed, the number 10, but there were enough Palace shirts there to mop up that little situation. Swindlehurst, good control, a nice little ball play there for Walsh, and in turn for Murphy. Ian Walsh again, and getting it across. Oh, and Swindlehurst almost got the touch in. Beautiful bit of play again by Crystal Palace. When the ball comes through to Walsh, played across the goal there, and Swindlehurst couldn't quite touch it home. So Palace, in the opening 5 minutes, have had 2 quite reasonable chances. Kemba. Strong ball from Paul Futcher. His brother is now playing in America. Silkman. That's a good cross as well. Good play by Burridge. A little bit of luck going his way. City could easily have picked up something there, as Silkman certainly some beautiful crossing of the ball here today, and Silkman's cross was perfection, and Burridge needed to be at his best and needed to have a little bit of luck as well. Ransom. Bennett. McKenzie trying to get in on the action as well, but it's Murphy coming away from Crystal Palace, slanting a ball there. Caton really didn't know where it was. Steve Daly putting it straight to Hilaire. It'll come back to Hilaire again. A chance for a shot, a little chip, oh, just marginally over. And Hilaire nearly punishing Daly for that mistake of his. Daly planting the ball straight at Hilaire, and Hilaire finding room to get in a shot. And what a lovely little chip it was, just over that City crossbar. Daly. Hilaire wanted to handle that ball. And here's Silkman, found by Mackenzie's pass. Power going outside him. Silkman looking to get a shot in, and what a good one, and what a good save. Well, there's no shortage of really brilliant football here today. John Burridge coming to complain about something. Got a cut on the head there, maybe. And while that gets a bit of attention, and he must have hit his head on the post as he made that save. My word, what a good save it was, though. And it's Silkman who cuts in there. Let's go with the right foot, curling in, and a really miraculous save by Burridge. Well, Burridge is okay. Plaster on his head, as you can see there. Daly takes this corner for Manchester City. Burridge just pawing it away. Here's Hilaire. Word, the game's only 10 minutes old, and we've had skill and excitement in abundance. Daly's little touch, caught by Kemba. Free kick for City. Bennett. Silkman. Nice touch by Silkman. Daly. Played in for Bennett. Oh, that's... Well, I tell you, that looked to me inside the penalty area, and Bennett coming down. May well be that Crystal Palace there with that incident were a little lucky to escape not conceding a penalty. Explanation coming from the referee. And in fact, a yellow card's coming out. I think probably, I've got a feeling it might be Peter Nicholas of Palace. That's Paul Power. Power presumably complaining about the lack of a penalty. A goal kick for Palace. And Caden getting in first. Blocked. Challenge again by Jim Cannon. Walsh on the far side, Swindlehurst in the middle. Cannon's continued his run. Walsh is right in there, Swindlehurst is in there. And in the end, it was Tommy Caden who got it away. What a great bit of play, though, by Jim Cannon, the big Scottish number 5 of Palace. Played a full part in that, and a cross that really had City struggling for a moment or two. Towards the half-hour mark. Touch back by Walsh, but not quite the touch he wanted. Might get another chance. It's another corner. Cannon's there. Kemba, a different sort of corner, and it didn't really begin to come off. It meant to reach Hilaire, but didn't do so. Terry Venables very happy indeed with the way that Palace have been playing, even though they haven't been picking up quite the number of points they picked up at the start of the season. They've won 5 games now without a win. But that's a goal by Walsh! Well, I wonder whether Corrigan will blame himself for that. It was hit firmly by Walsh, that's for sure, but it was, without question, Joe Corrigan got his hands to it, and it just crept over the line. Palace 1, Manchester City 0. The scorer is Ian Walsh. Bailey. Was a setback on his return that he could well have done without. There's a little more of a smile on the face of Terry Venables now. Lovely turn. And a chase now for Swindlehurst. The strength got the better of Fucha. Let it go there. Great play here by Palace. Can Hilaire finish it off? And floated over in the end by Peter Nicholas. But what a delightful move that was by Palace, not least Hilaire's part in it, and the chase by Swindlehurst. Not quite opening up in that penalty area. Silkman. Daly. Reed's on the far side, and Mackenzie's over there too. There's Mackenzie, and they've got a corner. So Caden up. Already taken is Daly now. Made for Silkman. Daly going in there once more, but Gilbert should be there even at the expense of a corner. Yes. Swindlehurst taking a good look at Caton there. Burridge taking a good look around as well. As Daly once again takes this corner for Manchester City. And a good save. Well, it was Robinson's backward header. Daly's corner and Robinson's backward header, and good reactions on his line by the Palace goalkeeper, John Burridge. And it comes all the way through, and Kemba seemed almost to be in there, and at the end of a really brilliant move involving young Peter Nicholas and Steve Kemba, City just scramble that away for the corner. Oh, and Daly making a mistake there, and in the end they get it away, but there was a certain amount of sloppiness in the City defence there. Now Bennett play the ball in for Silkman. Sanson coming away to gather it up again for Palace though. Offside against Murphy. Fucha with a kick as we go into injury time now. City this goal down. They lost 4-0 last week, of course, at home against Liverpool. Before that, though, they've lost only one of their previous 8. They've had a good run after a bad start to the season. And here's Silkman chipping it in once more, but just a little too far for anybody to get on the end of it. Almost the last kick of the first half, I would imagine. And indeed, there goes the half-time whistle. John Burridge, in fact, who made 1 or 2 really good saves in the first half, particularly one from Barry Silkman that caused him to get a cut on the head that you can see was plastered there. Joe Corrigan, well, he made some good saves, but I think he'd be blamed a little bit for the goal that did go in, scored by Ian Walsh, the one goal that puts Crystal Palace into the lead at half-time after a really entertaining first half here. These two sides managed by two men who look for adventurous football, Malcolm Allison and Terry Venables. The half-time score, was still much to come, still on the big match today, is Crystal Palace 1, Manchester City 0. We'll be back with the second half. Welcome back to Selhurst Park. Manchester City now attacking the goal to our right, a goal down. In fact, scoring has been one of their problems of late. They've scored only 4 times in their last 6 games. They're facing a Crystal Palace side, a goal up, as you can see, and a side that hasn't been beaten at home here in the league this season. They've only had 1 defeat at home, and that was against Wolves in the League Cup. Silkman. No doubt on the break once or twice in that first half. City looked very exciting and dangerous indeed, and here's Ranson leading another charge for them. What a good bit of play by him as well for Silkman, calling for a good cross but by no means getting it, and a goal kick. Daly. And now Hilaire. Now, can he find the angle for that cross? That's a good cross there. Oh, and what a good bit of football as Walsh went soaring into that one. And Corrigan saved superbly. But what a cross by Vince Hilaire. The angle looked impossible the way he was running, but he screwed that ball back perfectly. Inch perfect for Walsh to climb. And big Joe Corrigan get his fingertips to it, and over it went. So a corner for Palace. A sparkling bit of football. Murphy with that corner. Now a chance for City to make a break. Robinson laying it up for Bennett, who's a lone man up here, but what a nice touch by him. Finding Mackenzie. Robinson's gone up there with him. Mackenzie holding on to it just for a moment, too long. With the ball nonetheless coming to Steve Daly. And now to Bennett, who's onside. And that's a goal, or rather a corner. Daly with the cross, a deep one, Burridge gathering it well. Feeding it forward towards Swindlehurst. That fell nicely for him. 3 against 3 here, 4 against 3. In fact, as Hilaire comes up very quickly on this left-hand side. That was terrible. That wasn't what Vince Hilaire wanted or the situation required. And a goal kick. Something to have 4 against 3 coming forward with power as they did. It was sad for Palace. Pushing down on Mackenzie, a free kick to Manchester City. Just over 10 minutes of the second half gone. Future with the free kick. Caton's gone up on the far side. Will only come as far as Silkman. Ranson's right in there, Bennett is in there, and a shot beautifully saved by Burridge from Reed. Nick Reed really gave that a tremendous clump with his right foot. Well, applause from the director's box and from Ian Smith, as Reed really clouted that ball with his right foot. And Burridge did what Corrigan had done just a moment before. Daly again, sweeter corner that time. Hit there. Silkman trying to make something of it. Daly planting it back into the middle again. Tommy Caton was right in there, just trying to get Bennett on his way, and in the end it was Billy Gilbert who found Dave Swindlehurst. Silkman. Oh, a good run here by the fullback Power, and good covering as well. And the ball spun away from Billy Gilbert there. Steve Daly turning it in once more towards Reed. A little backward flick there for Robinson. And now can Reed turn it in? Well, that was a great save by Burridge. Robinson really hit that ball. Burridge parried it, and Reed couldn't quite force it home. Reed. Barry Silkman over there at the bench having a word with Malcolm Allison about something. Maybe he didn't want Nick Reed to go. Playing it forward. In fact, Swindlehurst just played onside there by Ransom. It's Ransom who comes across there, and that looks like a corner. He's caused a few problems by his determination, his running, and his strength. As Dave Swindlehurst this afternoon, and Tommy Caton has had his hands full for really most of the game. So it's a corner then, which Steve Kember's going to take. Cannon and Hinshelwood are up. And it's Murphy swinging it in there. And headed off the line, Cannon's header. And Swindlehurst has put it in. Well, they thought they got over their immediate crisis, City. There's a shot that shows the joy of scoring. As the header went in from Cannon, it was knocked off the line by Ray Ranson, but he got no length on it, and Swindlehurst was able to turn and whack it into the roof of the net. Crystal Palace 2, Manchester City 0. Scorer Dave Swindlehurst, the man in because of the injury to Mike Flanagan, and he's had a really good game. Power get past him. Well, that's Henry knocking it back there towards Robinson, and Daly just wide when his first goal for his new club would have been absolutely priceless at this point. Power playing such a part in it on the far side, getting the ball over, and Mick Robinson somehow knocking it back. That was an effort in itself. Daly hitting it, and the ball going wide. Hilaire. It's a lovely cross there. Oh! Well, Swindlehurst had a great chance to add his second and Palace's third. His control betrayed him. But what a cross again that was by young Vince Hilaire. Absolutely perfect for Swindlehurst. Future. Silkman. Got a touch there, finding Daly. And turn, a nice touch again as the ball comes back to Silkman, and Bennett is in there. This must be a chance for him, flicking off the top of the crossbar. Beautiful bit of skill, on the move all the time, kept the ball in the air when it came to him, and found a good, powerful shot from a difficult angle, just flicking off the top of that Palace crossbar. There was a bit of determination for you as well from Kenny Sanson when it looked as though Ranson's first opportunity and first thought in his head was just to deliberately balk the Crystal Palace number 3. It'll be a free kick to Palace. what's awaiting Joe Corrigan here. As Murphy flicks that little free kick in there. Well, Corrigan called upon to save superbly from Hinchelwood. And the ball finally into touch. And Corrigan getting a great round of applause there. A beautifully righted free kick there from Murphy, and Hinchelwood in a lot of space. Good save. It's Vince Hilaire coming on. Oh, he's had a fine game with some lovely skills, and quite deservedly getting a great round of applause. Offside. Goes off, missing the last few seconds of the game. Murphy, final whistle, and a victory for Crystal Palace. Defeat for Big Mal on his return to Selhurst Park. Big enough to take it with a smile, and a big performance in many ways by Joe Corrigan. He was under fire for so long. It was Dave Spindlehurst's goal in the second half which really settled the whole thing after Ian Walsh, number 9, had scored in the first half, and the ball went through Corrigan's arms. A lot of attacking football, a lot of very good goalkeeping, and Palace just that little bit more positive when it came to the penalty area, where City seemed to be that little bit lacking in finishing. So then, as the players come off at the end of a really entertaining game here at Selhurst Park, a final score, and it's Crystal Palace 2, Manchester City 0.